Have you ever stopped to think about why we humans can just run for miles and miles? It's kind of weird, right? Today, we're going to dive into this really cool idea that our ability to run long distances wasn't just some random skill we picked up. Nope, it was a driving force in our evolution that literally sculpted the bodies we have today.
So, let me just start by asking you a question. Picture a race, okay? A race for survival, out on the open plains. It's you versus a horse. Who wins? I mean, everything in your gut is probably screaming, the horse, obviously. A horse is pure speed, right? But the real answer is way more interesting, and it's the key to unlocking a massive secret about us.
All right, so to get to that surprising answer, we have to start with what seems super obvious. When you just line us up against most four-legged animals for a straight-up race, well, it looks like we don't stand a chance.
I mean, look at these numbers. In a flat-out sprint, it's not even a contest. An elite human sprinter, someone like Usain Bolt, might hit about 10 meters per second. A horse, it can gallop at 17. Let's be honest, compared to the real speed specialists in the animal kingdom, we're just not that fast. And you know, this apparent weakness made a lot of scientists just write off running entirely. For a long time, the thinking was that walking was our big evolutionary trick, and running was just this clumsy, awkward thing we did sometimes. But what if everyone was focused on the wrong kind of race?
And this is where the story completely flips. What if our true evolutionary edge isn't about how fast we are, but how long we can go? What if our real superpower is endurance?
And check this out. This is where things get wild. Over a marathon distance, that horse's top speed drops way down to an average of about 5.8 meters per second. And all of a sudden, a trained human runner is right there, neck and neck. We can even outlast a wildebeest over the long haul. The message here is crystal clear. We weren't built for the 100-meter dash, we were built for the ultramarathon.
So how is that even possible? Well, it turns out walking and running are two completely different things biomechanically speaking. When you walk, your body acts like an inverted pendulum. You basically vault over a stiff leg, which is super energy efficient. But running is a totally different game. It's a mass spring system, kind of like a pogo stick, where your tendons are constantly storing and releasing energy.
And you can actually see the difference right here. Look at the walking posture. The leg stays pretty straight, just like a pendulum. But then look at running. The hip, the knee, the ankle, everything flexes to load up those natural springs in our legs. That pogo stick bounce is the secret sauce to our incredible long-distance efficiency.
So what are these springs? What is this incredible biological tech we have? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the specific gear that turns our bodies into these amazing endurance machines. Okay, first up, the superstar, your Achilles tendon. You know that big tendon connecting your calf to your heel? Well, in humans, it's incredibly long and springy. It's like a giant rubber band. Every time you take a running step, it stretches, stores energy, and then snaps back, saving you about 50% of the metabolic cost of running. It's a massive energy saver that does almost nothing for you when you're just walking. Our next secret weapon is literally right under your feet. It's the arch of your foot, the plantar arch. This is another brilliant spring system. When your foot hits the ground, that arch flattens and stores energy, and then it recoils, giving you back about 17% of that energy to push you into the next stride. It's like getting an automatic energy refund with every single step you take.
And then there's this, your gluteus maximus, your butt. It's the biggest muscle in your body for a very good reason. When you're walking, it's barely doing anything, but the second you start running, it fires up like an engine to keep your torso stable and stop you from falling on your face. It's not a spring, it's our big, powerful stabilizer.
And believe me, the list goes on. We've got a special ligament in our necks, the nuchal ligament, just like horses and dogs have, to keep our heads from bobbing all over the place without wasting muscle energy. Our shoulders are separate from our heads, which lets us swing our arms for balance. And of course, our killer app, sweating. We have the best cooling system in the animal kingdom, letting us run in heat that would sideline almost any other mammal.
So it's pretty clear we are built to run. But when did this all happen? When did our ancestors make that leap from just being walkers to becoming the planet's first marathoners? The fossil record gives us some amazing clues.
So if you look at the fossil record, you see this really clear split. Our really early ancestors, like Australopithecus, they were walking on two legs more than 4 million years ago, but they didn't have the gear for running. All those key features we just talked about, the long legs, the arched foot, the big glutes, they don't show up until our own genus, Homo, appears about 2 million years ago. Think about that. Walking is ancient, but running is what made us human.
And it's so important to get this. These weren't just little tweaks to make walking a bit better. No way. These adaptations created a whole new kind of hominid, one that could lead the forests for good, and was built to own the open savanna.
Which, of course, leads us to the biggest question of all. Why? Why go to all this evolutionary trouble to become amazing runners? I mean, it's an expensive skill, energetically. So what was the ultimate payoff?
Seriously, think about it for a second. If you just want to get from point A to point B, walking is way more efficient. So there must have been some massive survival advantage to running that made developing this whole complex system totally worth it.
And the best theories all come down to one thing: getting food. Being a great long-distance runner meant you could spot vultures circling miles away and get to a fresh kill before all the hyenas showed up. Or, and this is just mind-blowing, it allowed for persistence hunting. Early humans could use their superpower cooling system to chase an animal in the midday heat until it literally collapsed from heat exhaustion. A hunting strategy that doesn't need a spear or an arrow, just unbelievable stamina.
And here it is. This is the ultimate connection. Suddenly, having reliable access to all this high-quality protein and fat from meat gave us the fuel we needed to grow our most unique and most energy-demanding organ, our massive brains. So in a very real way, we may have literally run our way to becoming smarter.
This quote from the scientists who proposed this idea just sums it all up so well. They say that while we think of endurance running, or ER, as exercise or a hobby now, its origins are as old as we are. The demands of running were a major reason our bodies look the way they do. What you might see as a weekend hobby is actually a core part of our identity.
So the next time you see someone running a marathon, or maybe the next time you feel that urge to just go for a run yourself, remember what you're doing. You're not just getting some exercise. You're tapping into a 2-million-year-old inheritance. We are, every single one of us, born to run. The real question is, what does that incredible legacy mean for us today?